Stop using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God, I'm slaying you. Power of the word, two-edged sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware, didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there. Not getting down with your tactics, undoctrinal practice.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome again to the Crystal Jones Show. I greet you in the name of Ahaya, Bahashem Yeshaya, Wawa Kodash. This is the show that's all about life's balance. All right. So let me tell you how you can enjoy and watch the show. Every Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on bronxnet.org, channel 951, 2137 on your cable channels, which is the Inspire channel. Also, check me out on my YouTube channel, y'all. Let's grow the channel. Subscribe, like my videos and share them. Okay. Also, check me out on Instagram at the Crystal Jones Show. I have, biblical quotes and scriptures and things like that to help uplift your day. And also on HebrewConnect.tv. Okay. So today, the scripture of the day is coming from the book of Jasher, the 70th chapter and the 32nd verse. Remember, the book of Jasher is from the Apocryphal book. Those were the books that were hidden, that were originally in the Bible, but they were taken out. All right. So Jasher, the 70th chapter, it says, and whilst the boy was in the king's house, he was robed in purple and he grew amongst the children of the king. Who are we talking about here? We're talking about Moses. This gives you the backdrop of the story of Moses. All right. The book of Jasher basically is going to give you the more detailed parts of, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. You're going to get more of an in-depth detail of what went on during that time. Okay. So we're talking about in the past couple of weeks, Moses is now the new leader. Joseph has died, him and his family. Joseph was one of the 12 children, one of the 12 boys of Jacob. All right. Which now we consist as the 12 tribes of Israel. We're all, from different tribes. I've explained to you in the past. Basically, most of the Negroes are the tribe of Judah. Joseph, he had two parts because remember he was sold into slavery by his brothers. So when he was reunited with his family, his father gave him two parts, Ephraim and Manasseh. Okay, and that is basically the people of color that are Puerto Ricans and the people of color that are Cubans. All right, those make up some more of the 12 tribes because remember, we're from the continent of Africa, but we were originally from Jerusalem. That's why they named different places in Africa, the Gold Coast, Negro land. Over there in Nigeria, we're called Igbo, which means Hebrew. We're originally Hebrew people. The Yoruba people, also Hebrew people. Okay, when we lost our land in the year 70 AD through Vespasian and Titus, for the last time, the Lord said he would send us into every part of the world because our people became disobedient and started following the different cultures around us that the Lord told us not to. So he said, okay, you don't want to listen? I'm going to send you into captivity. And he talks about the place would be, the emblem of them would be the eagle and all of that. So all of that plays into it. And I've often told you all about the second president of Egypt, who was President Nasser. He had told the people who were there during his reign around the time in the 1940s, I believe, he had told them that you're not going to have peace here because you're not the real people. He told them, you left here black and you came back white. He said, no, I'm sorry. Y'all are not the people. All right. And so on goes the story of how they did the switch out, the switching of the people. They switched it out from us to the other people being the actual Jews. But those people basically are from the hills of Georgia, Russia, which has nothing to do with Israel. They were converted at most, if anything, but we're bloodline Jews. All right. The 12 different tribes I've told you all, the different people, Issachar are the Mexicans. You have Naphtali is the people of color who are Hawaiians, the Fiji Islands, and the whole listing. I'm going to keep going over that listing, every now and again, so you can understand. We look different because we were scattered to all nations of the world. Nobody else fulfills that but us. Even the curses that have been upon us in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it tells you, and we are the people that fit that description. Nobody else does. So we are the ones. And what's going on in the world now is definitely God is going to reset everything. The powers that be that, are trying to do other things, that's going to come to an end as well. But all of this has to play out before Christ returns. When he returns, he's coming back to rule as priest and king. But on his way coming back, he's going to wipe out a lot of nonsense. Okay. So we're preparing for that time, because soon we will eventually do like we did when we left Egypt. We will be in the wilderness. If you notice what's going on in the world now, it's getting crazier and crazier. And that the scripture said that this would happen. The evildoers and seducers will wax worse and worse. Things will get crazier. Okay. Because man does not listen to God. Okay. And the people who feel that they're above the Lord, they're going to see that they're not. So all of this has to play out before we eventually leave here. If you notice, everything is coming to a whole different type of thing. The money, everything is just changing. They're trying to go change everything to digital. They're now trying to force upon you liquid. You know what I'm saying? That you put certain liquids in your body that really don't belong, that has nothing to do with your natural body. Why are they so insistent upon it? What's in the liquids? Okay. There's a whole lot of different things going on. Read your Bible, study, pray, fast, ask God for interpretation, because we're going to need to know a lot. A lot is going on. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about today's news. Okay, what is going on with the new immigrant camp being built in City Island near Co-op City area? All right, now I'm going to read to you a little bit of an article from New York Press News, where the mayor wanted to build this migrant tent camp plan, because now it's being forced upon all of the different states, eventually coming to a state near you. They're just sending people in from Venezuela and different places, okay, and not telling anybody, okay. And when the people arrive at these places, they're being told that they're going to get free medical, housing, jobs, and all of that. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch here in America, people who are American, I told you all, every day I see, starting from Central Park, all those benches on the outside on Fifth Avenue, coming down Fifth Avenue every morning, I see homeless people who were born here in this country. All right. Also, they'll sleep on the steps of those two big churches before you get to St. Patrick's Church. Yeah, they're on those steps every morning sleeping. And it's no longer our people, it's the other people as well. All right, that are homeless. Okay. So what's going on with all of that, right? They're also at Grand Central Station begging for food, money, and not just our people, the other people too. All right. So what's really going on, right? Because they don't seem to really give anything for nothing. There's always something attached. So Now you have the mayor who had a tent camp plan for the Bronx. All right. Now, he wanted to house hundreds of Latin American migrants in tents in a Bronx parking lot, right? The parking lot is none other than Orchard Beach, City Island, Co-op City, because we're right all up on top of we're all right next door to each other, right? So, they didn't even ask us. They didn't ask the people of City Island. I saw the videos, and they were lying to them, saying, "Well, we didn't know about this. We didn't know that they were going to plan to build these tents and stuff." And the people in City Island, who are mostly the other group of people, they say, "You're lying." They told him straight to his face, "You're a liar. You're lying. You knew about this, right?" So, I've been telling y'all about switching out the people. This is what's going on. There will be no more Karen and Kens or any kind of so-called privileged people, all right? Except the people that they can manipulate, right? So now you have the Bronx Borough president who told the mayor, listen, you can't do that here because Orchard Beach floods, especially this time of year because it's like the hurricane season. So she said, I'm not saying we won't help out, but this is not the area to do it in, right? So she says she's concerned the parking lot at Orchard Beach is prone to flooding, a fact that could become especially problematic as hurricane season picks up. All right. She also said access to public transport is notoriously poor at the remote beach because the beach is further in, from the main street, right? From the 6 train and the other bus, the 50 bus and all of that. It's a walk for them to go from the beach to get to public transportation. Okay. So what's that going to mean? Also, who are these people that are coming here, right? They're people that's getting out of prison and all kind of stuff too, right? We already have our own prison population here in New York. Well, okay, we don't listen, right? So we concerned because people who are from there are saying that they're not really even finding out who these people are. Now, one of the representatives said, oh, yeah, we have connections with some countries where we know if these people are, inmates or things like that. But some of the people who live here in Venezuela said that's not true. What they do is when the people are getting ready to leave Venezuela or different places, they just ask them, who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing? So they're just going on basically what the people tell them. So if you just escape from somewhere or whatever, you're not going to come out and say that, oh, you're an inmate or you're, somebody who has a record or whatever. You're going to lie so that you can get out of there, right? So they're not checking to make sure that we're safe. All right. So now, as of yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, they're saying that, okay, they built it up. You could, go and watch the video, go on YouTube and watch the video. They already have these tents in place, okay? And they're claiming the people will only be there from 5 to 9 days or whatever so that they can get, their medical attention and, all these different things that they're going to be giving them for free that they don't even do for people here. Okay. They're not making sure that everybody here is covered, and they're not making sure, of a lot of different things of American citizens. Right. So now they've already built these tents up and stuff like that. Right. So they're saying that they're going to have security, but guess who the security is? And we've been talking about this. It's going to be the National Guard. Okay. So this is going into what we've been talking about, is that eventually the popo won't exist. All right. They're going to be gone really within the next couple of years. Probably you're going to see less and less of them. All right. Because they're already making plans that come January, if they show up, they can't arrest people for basic things. They can't arrest them for basic robbery, for just anything that these people normally do. They're going to consider that not an emergency. All right. So go online and look at the listing of things that they're saying that they're not going to be able to arrest these people. They can't detain them. All right. Come January 2023. All right. So this is crazy, and it's coming to a neighborhood near you because it's going to be all over the U.S. All right. So now they're bringing all these people in, just, hey, come on in. Yeah. All right. And they're spending our tax dollars doing it. All right. Meanwhile, giving billions of dollars to a war that we should not be having to do. Right. So this is just getting worse and worse. Okay. It's not getting any better. All right. So I'm just, letting you all know this is a biblical proportions. So get together in your neighborhoods and make your plans and things like that, because it's going to be warfare on the streets, baby. It's going to be crazy out here. It's getting worse as it is. So I hope that y'all make sure you have your relationship with God, because you're going to need him. You sure are. You're going to need him to guide you to the right people and the right people to you, so we can all maneuver through all of this till the time comes where it's not going to be able to be done anymore. And we're going to have to get out of here, because this place is going to be split, because all of these things that these people are getting into, they helping this group of people and that group of people, sending money over to all these different countries. And what's going to happen is eventually they're going to blame everything, going to be blamed on us. And this country is going to get split into probably about 3 sections, because you already got one group of people that are protected people that basically own this place. You know who I'm talking about? China. They basically own a portion, okay? And when they get through with all this crazy stuff with Russia and all of that, they'll probably have a portion, and so will Great Britain. All right. So people are going to go back to their places of origin. We're not from here. I keep telling y'all that we're not. So we better look into where we can go in our own place. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Back on the continent. Okay. Because it's not going to get better at all. These people are on steroids with craziness. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our our health and wellness. I'm sorry. Now it's getting colder, and you know how I am about that ginger tea. Herbal teas for the cold season, especially the ginger tea. That ginger tea has taken us. Thank God the Lord gave us ginger. That's one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful herb, taking us through the COVID and all of that kind of stuff. So we need to continue with that ginger tea. You can mix things in there with it, like I do. I have the dandelion tea I mix in with it. You could the actual dandelion plants and whatnot. You could fill that up in a jar and let it marinate and put a little bit of that in there. Or some of the other herbs that you like, you can put a little bit in there, but make sure you put that fresh ginger in there. You need that ginger, okay? So especially that ginger tea, put that in there. And you can put a little bit of the crystals from the honey ginger tea from the store, and for a little flavor. All right, so the business tips is do indoor events. Example, I would say have a herbal tea party. A lot of women, we like that. We like to sit around, drink tea and talk, and just have a good time and whatnot. But you can have a herbal tea party where your business people that you would like to do business with and stuff like that. That's a nice way to get acquainted and know people. Have a herbal tea party. Very good. People can bring teas and stuff like that that they know about. You could go around the table and each of you talk about the different herbal teas that you like and what and the health benefits of it. Okay. All right. So today we're doing something a little different because we have a special guest with us today. All right. So some of you probably know him. All right. His name is Obafemi Wright. All right. So Mr. Wright is a native of Jamaica, Queens. All right. He is the founder of OB1 Wright Entertainment Fitness. All right. He is a 31-year freelance professional entertainer. He's also what we're going to be talking about today. He's a fitness instructor. All right. And also a motivational speaker. Okay. He's spent over 20 years in an area of law enforcement where he, deals with inmates. All right. And he also facilitates volunteer services, okay, within that arena. All right. He's also entertained local audiences. He's matured to performing at events and celebratory functions with specialties in impersonations and impressions. All right. He's done a lot. After receiving highly recommended invitations and requests to perform and instruct fitness classes, opened the doors to the theater, right? Former top entertainer dancer with Long Island's first entertainment company, Heart to Heart. Okay. He has done so many other things. He has a whole list of different things that he's done. He was requested to work with National Action Network chapter in Harlem with the Arts and Culture Department. He's appeared on the MTV Grind, made a few YouTube videos and a few music videos and television appearances like NBC News with the weatherman meteorologist Al Roker. He has leading roles in several local off-Broadway stage plays, one of which is Truth Between the Sheets, co-starring The Dance, an Afternoon of Awareness, all right, on HIV/AIDS with artistic director Keen Holiday. He's done so many things. Okay, I could go on and on about the different things that he does, but we're gonna focus on his fitness. He's a fitness instructor, and you all know that we need to do the fitness. I always tell you about doing the 10-minute walk and stuff like that, which I do daily with my coworkers. We go on a 10-minute walk, at the place where we're located, downstairs in the gym. We go 10 minutes. We go around as fast as we can, as much as we can for a good 10 minutes. And that's been working out. And people are starting to, want to join. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Mr. Obafemi Wright in his fitness class. Let's take a look.
Come on. Warm it up. Warm it up. Keep breathing. Hold that stuff again and breathing. These are 5, 6, 7, 4. Get up. Get up. All right. Keep moving. We're going to start moving now, y'all. Good. That sweat is good. Come on.
get everybody. The balloon. Can you move it? Can you move the balloon?
Let's go. 5, 6, beat that drum. Come on. Oh yeah, what? Oh yeah, what? Beat that drum. Beat that drum. Beat that drum. Beat that drum. Bring it down. 6, 7. Come on. Bring it back. 5, 6, 7. Bring it back. 5, 6, 7. Bring it back. 5, 6, 7. Bring it back. Let's work it. 5, 6, 7. Come on. Come on. No stress. No stress. No stress. No stress. Kick butt. 6, 7. Come on. Kick butt. Let go. Kick butt. Let's go. Kick your butt. Kick that butt. Kick that butt. Kick that butt. Pull it down. 5, 6, 7. Yo, limit. Modify. 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 Lower it back. Modify. Let's take it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Knees up. 5, 6, 7. Easy. Bring it down. Woo. Bring it down.
All right. That looks like a lot of fun. I mean, they would get down, right? And I've seen him in action before. I've really seen him really getting down, right? So I know he can move, so he makes people want to move. All right. So we're going to welcome to the show, Mr. Obafemi Wright.
Hello, how are you? Good morning.
All right. How you doing?
I'm okay, and you, Miss Jones? How are you?
I'm good. Glad to see you here. And
Glad to be here.
yes. So welcome. We have seen you in action doing a lot of different things, but I know your passion definitely is exercising and movement and all of that kind of stuff. I know that you really, love doing that. I had the pleasure of seeing you at in the gym kind of recently at one of the events, and that was awesome. So and everybody, the co-workers and whatnot know that about you, so they get excited when they hear about you. So welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your exercise class. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, first I'd like to say I'm happy to hear my first time on the show. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me. We've been talking about this probably over a year, but I'd like to say you mentioned Africa, Nigeria, Yoruba, which is where my name originates from. So I like that connection. To me, that's a spiritual thing.
Yes.
The other thing is you talking about stuff in the Bronx. I was trying to work with an NYPD officer who I didn't know was an officer, who were trying to do programming for people to prevent them from getting in trouble. So it's amazing how things are coming up that I don't know what's in store, or we know who's in charge of that, that we're tapping into. So I like to say that. I'm glad that you mentioned those things. As far as me, I don't talk too much about myself, but I know what you're asking me. My fitness started actually from dancing. I was working in a DJ company, as you mentioned in my bio, Heart to Heart, and basically what that is a bunch of people following us as entertainers. So we do a group dance and we yelling out instructions. And I was asked to substitute in Long Island at a Bally's at the time, called Bally's. And I said, I don't know nothing about instructing class. And I got hooked. I substituted for the person. They said, I'm a dancer. You should be able to do this easily. So I was like, well, I'm not sure if I want to do choreography and exercise. I'm a free-spirited person. So I like movement and motivating people. So that's how that came about. And then my best friend, like my brother from college, his wife was teaching already. She had me substitute for her in Queens. So she takes the credit for getting me started, even though that's not true, but I'll go with that. And right here in Queens, I was substituting for her, and I got hooked. It was just something that I felt I was meant to do, supposed to do. And then I started in Parks in '96. And believe it or not, I had 32 people at 7 o'clock in the morning because I used to open the gym downtown Manhattan, Lower East Side, Al Smith Projects. 32 people. Of those 32 people, one African American little girl that I had to wait till her mother let her come downstairs of the building, meet her, and come to class because I motivated this little girl. Don't ask me how. But those 31 people were Asian descendant people or Chinese people. That's the area that they live in. Asian people was 31 people, most of them non-speaking English. They were loyal. They came to class twice a week at 7 o'clock or 7:30 in the morning. So
Wow.
that's, yes. And the incentive to that gym was horrible. It was, I heard it was crime ridden, people death in the gym, blood stain, everything. They renovated the gym, revamped it. They asked me to come help with the program. And my supervisor, who I went to college with that brother I was telling you about, he said, I need you to get these people back in this gym. And that's all I needed to hear. And I did. And I had classes in the morning and in the evening. So I was burning it. I was doing it, but I was so motivated and I got hooked. So ever since then, when I see it was helping people and
Right.
I the family fitness and I can do the children and adults, I got hooked on that, and there's no excuse for our people to ever be unhealthy again, because that was my give back, so to speak, to my people or our people.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's an awesome thing. And I see you have the new that group that you're that the video that we were just watching. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, actually, that was, I believe you were going to have her, or you did have her on your show already. Dr. Camilla Barnes is the president of, I want to say it right, Theta Chi Chapter Incorporated. It's a long history of Black professional nurses. She was in my
Okay.
original class at Roy Wilkins back in 2003. I started. She came on later on, but I have a core, huge following in Queens. I'm in Brooklyn now, but I have a huge following, had a huge following in Queens. She was part of the class of the newer people. She asked me one time, do I mind doing a Black History event at her sorority? So I said, sorority? Okay, my eyes opened up big when she said that. So I said, sure. And we got hooked. And every Monday I was doing the classes. We had some interruptions, we had some injuries, and so many things happened. Now, the group that you saw in the video, that was actually at that sorority where I used to do the class. They were having a health fair that Saturday. I believe that was June 25th. Um, um, Saturday, June 25th health fair. And they asked me, of course, to come back. They called me an honorary member of the sorority, which I appreciate that because I do their event. And they honored me back in 2015 for community services. They gave me a proclamation, a few awards, a big banquet dinner, me and some other people of that chapter. And that day was a clip of what I was doing as a demo of the classes. So I want to say to Dr. Barnes, thank you. That's in Laurelton on Merrick Boulevard, opposite Walgreens in Queens.
Okay. So, is this now a weekly thing that you do with this same group of people, or what are you currently doing as far as your exercise classes?
Well, as far as in person, I'm not doing anything in person. Everything is on Zoom, as we are on my tablet now. So it's the comforts of the home. I'm getting spoiled with this. However, I don't get the same turnout. I think a lot of people are challenged with the Zoom and the payments and stuff that goes with it, the technology, let's say that. And I do the same class, and I want to say Dr. Barnes set up the Zoom so she can continue her sisterhood and her group coming to class in the comforts of their home. I have some of my members from my original class that Dr. Barnes was a part of. And Monday nights, 7:30, every Monday night except holidays, 7:30 p.m., we're on Zoom and it's on my email to send you the link for those who are interested, and it's through PayPal, of course. So, and it's a minimum, $5 minimum. You can pay whatever you want, $5 minimum for the class, and it's open. So I think can have up to 100 people in the class.
Okay. So that's basically what you're currently doing now. Is that's correct? Is that
Yes,
particular class?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So what about your I guess we can talk a little bit about your acting. I think you're getting ready to do an off Broadway production that's coming up.
Yes. So, well, the class is called Dancercise or Dance Aerobics. And I named it that because it was way back, and I'm a dancer by nature, no training, no training in acting either. But the play that's coming up is called A Sign of Judgment. It's a comedy gospel play. I started with them in 2000, and he gave me the leading role. I don't know if I want to say my character. It's not a popular character in the sense of positivity, but it's about people going to hell or heaven, Judgment Day. And I play let's say, the antagonist, not the protagonist. So he changed the script to fit my characters. My characters meaning I do impersonations. So dance, interpreted, entertainer, impersonations. So part of the play, I'm a master of disguises. You can see where I'm leading this to. And in this play, I cause havoc. And he lets me go improvise, or ad lib, staying within the script, but I just cause havoc for like 2 hours. And that's right up my alley, because if you know me at work, I bother everybody. I don't discriminate. And I'm always in trouble with something because I like to see people's reaction.
Okay. Wow. And and that's supposed to be in like probably the Long Island area. Is that it?
Yeah, Suffolk County, I believe the place is called the Dominican Village. It's a catering place. We've
Okay.
been there before, and I think a few functions I was at. I don't remember the play being there, but it's all the way out east in Suffolk County. So I want to say past Farmingdale, but I'm
Oh
not sure.
yeah. Yeah, I know where that
I'm not
is. Yeah.
sure. I don't remember, but it's called Dominican Village. Is the
Dominican
location.
Village.
The first
Okay.
weekend in
Uh,
December, which
uh-huh.
is Friday, 2 shows on Saturday and 1 show on Sunday.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll get that information out to everybody so that they know, once you get the information,
Yes,
we could announce where they can you know, uh, tap into the link and make their reservations and things like that.
yes,
Okay. All
yes.
right. So you're doing quite a bit. Is there anything else that's on the horizon for you at this time?
Well, funny you ask. I never mentioned it because I don't talk about stuff unless it's happening. I'm not big on talking about things. I'm a big on doing it. But I put my play out there. I wrote a play over probably 10 some years. And I've been just finally, I got it copyright, I got it patent for over 10 years, I think. But I've been putting it out there to see if somebody pick it up. And it's
Okay.
the origin of the play starts in Africa. It's based on people's perception of being king or a king. Uh,
Mm.
yes, because my name, Obafemi, and I have to say it correct for my brothers and sisters from the
Mm-hmm.
mother. Because if you don't say it correct, depending on what part of the motherland, they will correct you. Uh,
Yes.
Obafemi or Obafemi, depends on how you say it. Oba means king, the king or the god. Femi means loves me. So the king loves me or the god loves me. Um,
Okay.
yes, and Abdullah, as you know, my middle name means servant of God or servant of Allah, but we say servant of God. Um, and I based the play on perception. What
Okay.
what was or what should be, and I tie into my impersonation characters in this play. So I built a storyline around the famous people. So it's not my characters. I'm impersonating famous people. I built a story around that. So I know that's going to require some paying homage to them. So I just put it out there to see if anybody's interested in picking it up.
Oh, okay. All right. So, hey, you stay busy with you definitely do a whole lot of different things. And that's very very good. Especially to see our people, moving on and doing what we should be doing, our God-given talents and gifts that bless other people, that bless not just us, but others. There are other
Yes,
people that want to see, the things that we do, because your gifts are meant to not just encourage you, but they're meant to give away. They're meant to encourage other people, to uplift other people, and to even sometimes make them want to um, expound on their gifts and
yes,
their callings. Because sometimes people are a little afraid, but if they might say, "Oh well, if Obafemi could do it, I think I can do it. Or if Crystal could do it, I think I could do that." You know what I mean? Sometimes people need that extra push or that encouragement
yes,
that they too have a God-given gift or talent that's meant to share with the world.
yes,
So, and like I said, especially with our people, I love to see the different gifts and talents, because we as a people who had, originally for so long been oppressed, we still push through that. Thank
correct,
God. We still use our gifts and our talents, whether it was singing, acting, dancing, play, whatever different things, shows, TV shows, everything is like nothing kept us down. You know what I'm saying? We might have been down, but we were never like out. We
correct.
just we kept pushing through every different phase that, everything that came at us, we still push through. And that's a God-given talent.
Yes,
That's in our DNA, to have survived all that our ancestors survived and the things that we survive today. That
yes,
is a God-given mark for us, something that God gave us, that we can always be able to thrive and survive no matter what, you know. So when I see different ones of my people moving on and whatnot, I can't help but I just rejoice. Like, thank God they out there, they doing this, they doing that, they doing the other. It makes me, definitely rejoice with them.
yes.
But it's so good having you on the show. We hope that you'll come back again.
I definitely want to come back. I'd like to give a shout out to family members. Uh, Earlier, my wife was here, but she had a little wardrobe malfunction,
Oh,
so she didn't want to be on camera too long.
oh,
Uh, in the background is we talking about gifts, ministries, and God-given gifts. I call him Pop, but his name is Keith McDonald Holder, straight from Barbados. When you say gift and talent,
mm-hmm.
he calls it his pots and pans. The man can cook up a storm. He's the actual master chef or former master chef. He used to run all of the beefsteak Charlies here in New York. But
Wow.
he visits with us every summer. This is actually his original home, but he has a
Oh,
home in Barbados. So we're here keeping his legacy going while he's still here, showing his appreciation. So I call him Pop. And he's always in the background helping. But when I say ministry, cooking, he blesses everybody with his cooking. That's his thing.
wow.
That's his thing. He and not only cooks, but he puts on a display of how it's served to you. So
Ah,
you're not going to see that much love and passion
no.
in the cooking. So that's his ministry. I call him Pop. Is he over there in the kitchen right now? That's where he
You
stays
over
at.
there? Oh,
There you go, Pop.
there.
Show Miss Jones your face, Pop. This is Here we go. Let me get out of his way. This is
Hello, Pop.
that's Pop. Miss Jones, how are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
You come to and pray for me, and I'll cook more food.
All right. I certainly will. I used to be a chef myself. So
Okay.
yeah. So I love cooking. I was a chef for quite a few years, and I still love cooking.
I was
Still.
listening to the ministry and it blessed me also. So continue the good work. Okay.
Thank you.
Wish
You
you good
too.
health. Thank you, God. All right.
And
So
shout out to Judy.
she
Shout
right
out to
here.
her.
Say something. She don't want to get on camera.
She don't
Say
want to get on
something.
camera.
She didn't want to get on camera.
Okay, tell I said I gave her a shout out.
There
Hey
she goes.
Judy.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, shout out to you.
I love you too.
Good to see you.
Yes. Here, moving on.
Yes, 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 yes. It's been almost 10 years for me.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. I'll let you continue.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
So, so yeah, thank you and your ministry this morning. And I don't know if I told you before, but before work, I sit in the parking lot and send out affirmations every morning.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Most of them are prayers, a lot of them scriptures. Most of them are scriptures, some of them are prayers, and just a positive message. And you'd be surprised, our coworkers, some of you we know, they
Yes.
they look for it, they live for it, and it just makes my day. You know me, I'm hyped, I'm ready, I'm hyped every day. You know, ADHD, talking about sickness and our people and being pre-diagnosed. I was
Yeah.
never diagnosed with it, but I was the poster child of ADHD, can't whatever. I found things to keep me busy. So there was no meds. You couldn't diagnose me. And look at me now, 53, still
Right.
bouncing around doing a whole bunch. If you stay busy, you can't hit a moving target. You don't have
Eh,
time for negativity. Nobody can
right.
pinpoint you because you're doing so many things. You're not grouped in with all the negative because of our skin color. There's so many things we can do, but we're not tapping into it as a people.
That's right. That's right. And that's what we got to do. That's why I'm glad like we could do things like this and that can encourage our people like, hey, let me find something to do. You know, cuz a lot of our people have so many different talents. It's time
That
to
they're
do it.
not tapping into.
Exactly. So this is the encouragement when they see it. Sometimes they're like, well, you know what? I think probably I better start doing something, you know? So if we can be that for them, I'm happy, you know, that they can look and say, well, it can be done,
And
you
your
know?
mind goes to a whole nother positive level, and you see the world so differently through fitness. When your mind and your body feel good, there's nothing else better than that feeling. And why wouldn't you want to continue that?
That's what I say. That's what I say. Cause cause what I was saying earlier about the 10-minute walk, I do that almost every day with, Miss Wright. You know, Miss
Oh,
Wright.
okay.
Yeah. Every day I and Alyssa, we do the
Okay.
10-minute. We do that 10-minute walk. And it's been making a difference. I mean, even to even to the inmates. They like, you know,
Yes.
they've asked us questions about it and stuff like that. You know,
Okay.
they're like encouraged by it. And even the officers, the other co-workers, they do it with us.
I told you I used to do it when I was recreation. I had everybody involved like 1 or 2 times, couldn't be consistent. And then I started doing classes and I was no longer rec. I was trying to get the rec person to try to offer something. He can do a video thing. He doesn't have to be
Exactly.
the one. He can pop in the video on the screen and everybody can follow.
Because
I'm
we
going
could
to
all,
suggest.
yeah. Because if he would do something, we could help him. We could help him get it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because being that we're already down there doing that,
Correct.
if he needs us to help him push it, because people are already talking every day. They stop me. They stop me. They stop Miss Wright and different ones, and they're like, "Hey, I noticed that you all are doing this. you know, that's good. Is it helping? And some days, like I said, they'll do it with us.
But you know me, I'm trying to stay under the radar because
I know.
sometimes my energy don't seem to be too popular. So that's why when you asked me, I was like, no, I think I'll stay over here.
I know. Sometimes it's like that until people begin to be enlightened and
Yes,
understand. You know, sometimes it takes a while
yes,
because they've never seen anything like this in the workplace.
yes, correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be
Yes,
scary. For some people, maybe it's scary. For you
yes,
and I, we're adventurous. We're like, no, we can do this, you know, and all of that. And that I have to always make myself understand. Sometimes that scares people.
yes, it does.
They don't understand that. They're like, she's a little too, you
Yes,
know.
yes, yes. Look, 19 and a half years, believe me, I know.
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes. So you know, I understand that, and I just try to move within where I can. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Sometimes I can't go too far, but I can do a little something, something,
Yes,
you know, that type of thing. And to understand that, you know, I try not to uh be like offended by it,
right,
because it can make you feel offended. It can
correct.
really, it can mess with your mind. But you
I
have
know.
to remember, when you've been given a gift and a talent, just like biblically speaking, biblically speaking, those who were given gifts and talents, they had a hard time.
That's correct.
Everybody.
That's correct.
Abraham,
From day one.
Isaac,
From day one.
Jacob.
From day one.
Yep. Yep. Because if it's of God, it will go forward. And those people that are that are blessed by it, that you know, are attracted to it or whatever, they'll be blessed by it. You know what I'm saying? And we can't always pick who's going to be blessed by our gifts.
Correct.
Can't do it. You know what I'm
Can't do-
saying?
What they say, you
So
can lead them, but you can't make them drink, right?
you can't make them drink. And we got to look at ultimately Christ. Oh Lord, did they bother him? Yeah,
How? Everywhere he went. Even his
everywhere.
followers. Even his
Yes,
followers are doubting.
they were a problem sometime, you know. And even to this day, people still fight over who he was, whether he existed and all kind, but they can't stop talking about him.
What he looked like.
Yeah, all kind of crazy stuff. You know, it's like, y'all, please, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Just like they do about the Bible, it's still the #1 book in the world. So if it's not true, why y'all keep buying it? Why y'all keep downloading it? Why you
They
keep talking?
intrigued, fascinated, not sure, scared, insecure, all of those things is why.
Exactly. But you would think, if you feel that way about it, if you feel insecure and all of that, wouldn't you just leave it alone?
You should.
Yeah, but
Should.
they don't. They want to keep trying to, you know, contradict everything. Oh no, it can't be this. He wasn't right. But Paul wasn't right. This one.
And then
Well,
they
if they
challenge
wasn't,
it.
huh?
And then they challenge it.
Yeah, like if you want to challenge it, then you know it. Why don't you just leave those people alone? I don't understand that. So I use that in today to help myself, because some days it can really be, it can really get to your last nerve. Like, why these people don't get it? But you know, I have to look at those who went on before us. All of
Yes.
them had problems. All,
That's
every
correct.
last one. Joseph, all of, and Joseph, you know, I mean, he helped save the people from the famine, you know, and still it was always something, you know what I'm saying? So there's always gonna be that, you know, that opposing force, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And so we're not gonna have that uh sense of complete peace until Christ returns and he reigns.
Okay.
that's when we're going to have that type of, that's when things are going to be set in order. Because remember, he's not going to be running for the president. He's not going to be asking you, can you vote for him?
No campaign trail.
Yeah, it won't be a campaign trail. He's not going to ask you, are you Democrat or Republican? None of that. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is going to be done away with.
I still don't understand why there's still a division with that anyway. I never gonna understand that mess.
No, because it's the same nonsense on both sides.
Anyway.
Yeah, they just play the card differently on each side.
Yeah,
and pretend
who benefits the least.
Yes, that's the name of the game.
At the end of the day,
that's the name of the game.
Who benefits the least?
Exactly. That's all that's about, because it's a selfish run world. It's about only a 1% of people being able to make it. That's all that's about. And people are fooled by it, but now people are starting to wake up. So now you see, like I said, the switching of the people. They're switching out the people, you know. So this is what we're seeing, you know, going on now, is that you know, this nonsense is it's going to reach its height and play out until finally the Lord steps in and says, okay, that's it. Kingdom is here. Everything is on the real reset. It's back to the way the Most High wanted it to be. That's that's it. That's all. You know, it's going to be his way in the end. You know, it's like a stage play production. We're watching this play out. And, you know, at the end of the play, God wins. That's it. You know, so anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. But anyway, we're gonna show where they can get in touch with Mr. Obafemi Wright, if you know, for anything. Can you put up his information so that everybody can see? Yes, you can reach Mr. Obafemi Wright at the following: ObafemiWright21@gmail, OB1WrightFitness@gmail. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Kwam Yasharallah. Rise up. Be the people that God made us to be. All right. So tune into the Crystal Jones Show every Saturday, 7 to 8 p.m. All right. Also check out my YouTube. And you could always, you know, like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Instagram, HebrewConnect.tv. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. And you stay balanced.
Thank you.
Using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God, I'm slaying you. Power of the word, two-edged sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware, didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there. Not getting down with your tactics, undoctrinal practice.